Okay, so starting back from where I left off, I was in alphabetical order, and I was going to talk about. So, um, I have a Colby O'Donis CD, and it looks like I only have one song on here from it, and that's called Follow You. And I always really liked the sound of the song, and I always thought it sounded um, very kind of soulful and sweet. Um, so I'll add it. Although I really haven't heard the song in many years. But that's part of the point of this. He seemed to have a lot of moral integrity, and I liked that um, compared to other artists of that time. So I really enjoyed that with the songs on his album. Like every song was like really good morally. Okay, so Coldplay. Um, I'm not going to discuss every single song, but I will discuss the songs that I love enough to add to this playlist. Okay, I will be adding Crest of Waves. I feel like Crest of Waves, if it shows up, I think it should though. Um, Crest of Waves. It just has like this guitar part in it that I really enjoy. Um, I don't really even remember the lyrics that well, but I love the guitar part. Like it could be instrumental and I would still love it. I'm not going to add from Live 2003. I don't remember The World Turned Upside Down. Okay. Let's look at Parachutes. Okay, so Parachutes, I don't know why this is, but I don't have all the songs from Parachutes ripped on here. I only have 5 songs ripped from Parachutes. I like Sparks, but I don't really want to add that to a list. It's one of those songs that's really nice to listen to if you're kind of like wanting something really easygoing. Um, and it has like a really nice droning sort of sound. Like I don't know. It's nice, but I don't think I'll add it. I will add Everything's Not Lost because I feel like that's one of the best songs off of Parachutes. By Coldplay. It's very triumphant, and I feel like it's just ingenious, like how it starts off kind of having like an old timey sort of sound to it with like a hissy old radio sound, and then it kind of changes and it picks up and becomes more alternative, and it's again it becomes really triumphant, and I really like that about it, so I'm adding it. I love just the overall message of that song. Mm, I'll add Green Eyes. I'll add Green Eyes. There are some songs by Coldplay that when you listen to them apart from the album, they don't have the same sort of weight to them. Um, so there are some songs by them I prefer to just listen to with other songs. I've always thought Green Eyes was such a beautiful song. I dreamed one time that I was in a boat with other people and that I started singing the song Green Eyes. Um, I always love the lyrics for Green Eyes. It's just such a sweet, sweet song. It might have even influenced me to choose Green Eyes um, for the character Rudy. Okay. X and Y is my favorite album by Coldplay, but I am not going to add every song off of it. So I'm just going to look at the track list and think for a little before deciding. As much as I love What If and feel like it's one of their best songs ever, I don't feel like I want to add it to the playlist because I feel like it has more impact when you listen to it um, with X and Y, like all of the CD. Hmm. I'll add Speed of Sound. That song, it's perfect. I feel like that it was released as a single, because that one, I feel like you really can listen to it on its own without it having to be directly tied to the rest of the songs, whereas a lot of the other songs are so very like integral to sort of the overall messages of X and Y. And kind of like X and Y just feels like an album that really addresses like getting over fear of changes, getting over fear of the unknown, kind of like rising beyond hesitation and overcoming differences, as well as like just getting over like inner struggles. I feel like a lot of the songs on X and Y are about that kind of like self discovery thing. And that's partly why it's just so impactful for me. It was just um, when it was new, especially, it became my favorite CD just from the first listen. I loved every song. And most of the time, I would listen to it without skipping anything, but I would sometimes, I think, listen to it and skip X and Y, even though that's what the CD is named after. It's just so slow, and sometimes I just would get impatient and just be like, skip. And because, like, I love Speed of Sound so much. But Speed of Sound, um, I feel like it's not too heavily clear. Like, it's just vague enough. Like, it could just directly be about inventiveness or creativity. It could be about music itself and how just like the patterns of music and everything. Like, it could be about that. Um, or about like the like how you register sound, kind of like um, and how that means like how different people perceive sound different ways. Like you have different people who are more sensitive than others to um, certain frequencies and stuff. So it's like not everybody hears the same thing the same way, and not everybody, and also based on experiences, like not everybody hears music the same way. It makes you think about all that stuff, and even about like inventiveness and changes, and it's just such a thought provoking song, and it's just got such a beautiful piano part just running all through it. It's just a beautiful song. Um, so I'm definitely adding it. I am going to no, maybe not. Hmm. Oh, No, see, I love A Message, but I almost feel like I wouldn't want to listen to it out of the context of the album and like. No, I'm not going to add A Message. I love A Message. It's so simple and it's um so uplifting and like inspiring and everything, but I'm not sure if it would fit if you were to just like shuffle like this large playlist. Would it? Or would I end up just like skipping it? I'll take that risk. I'll take that risk because actually I feel like A Message is just such a classic. Like there's just this beautiful integrity to the lyrics. It's just such a powerful yet simple thing, and it's just the music too. The way that the music is just so very intense in places. It's just beautiful. Um, I will add Swallowed in the Sea. Swallowed in the Sea is sad, but at the same time, I feel like it has some of the best lyrics. It's just the descriptions are so vivid and the rhyming scheme's really good. And it's like it's just a wonderful like confession. Like it's just so beautifully worded. It feels like a letter, and it's just prose in a way. It's so passionate and triumphant as well. Like even though it's sad, it's also just it feels hopeful in my opinion. Like maybe the sad thing hasn't happened, kind of. Or maybe the sad thing can be prevented if he can convince her. Hmm. I'm now looking at Viva La Vida. Hmm. Um, this is another one of those albums, though, by them where it's like most of it I'd rather just listen to with the other songs around them. And Violet Hill is like my favorite, or one of my favorites off of it, aside from Strawberry Swing. But the thing about that is that it starts in such an abrupt way that it would be startling. I think Strawberry Swing would be all right to add. It's just like I it's just so descriptive and it sounds like a party or a picnic or something, just like so it just sounds like it's talking about like such a happy sort of like celebration. I just love the descriptions in it. Um, I think I'm going to add a glass of water because I just love the music of it so much. It's just so um, there's just uh, it's just the music is so happy in that one. Mm. I actually like the remix. I think it's David O'Day remix by Charlie Brown. Even more than Charlie Brown. So I'm going to add that. I feel like that song's really bittersweet because parts of it, you could say, just it sounds very lively and happy, but then you really listen to the lyrics and there is a kind of like sadness here and there in it, like kind of like letting go of childhood, kind of in a way. Um, I still think there's like a triumphant sound to it, and it's really fun. Princess of China. I'm going to add. It surprised me so much when I first heard Princess of China, but it's such an addictive song. I feel like it is seriously one of their best songs, and um, it just blew me away too. Like I never would have expected Coldplay would do a song with Rihanna, and it just was so beautiful. And it tells us kind of like it's got such like a cool like fantasy story in there, and then it's also got like these amazing drums in it. The music is absolutely incredible, and it's just like one of those songs that you have to hear in headphones. Hello. Oh, hi, Mikey. How are you? How have you been? I hope you're doing well. I'm going to say hi. That's really cool. Like I see sometimes some of your the videos you're doing where you're talking about uh video creation and stuff, and oh, that's really cool. And I saw one of them recently where you you brought in Darkin. Oh, that was really cool. That's really awesome. It's so cool, like seeing how you're taking what you know and you're like helping other people with it and like sharing how you do stuff like that. And that's so cool. That's really cool. It's awesome because it's like it's so cool like seeing like how much progress you've made with that too. Um, like even like the animation is just like very fluid. Um, so that's awesome. I'm really glad to see you creating things and doing these sort of like collaborative things with people because it's like um, I know for a while you were not online, um, and I'm glad that you have the courage um, to be doing this stuff again, and I'm just so glad. Mm. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. That's not your fault. I mean, for one thing, you don't really know how people are really going to be until they show that side of themselves, and that's not something you have any control over. Um, but it looks like you're in a better place now, and I hope that the people around you are much better and supportive. I'm so glad to know that. Like, I'm so glad to hear that and like seeing that with your the videos I've been seeing you do with the Bev Cam stuff. because I was worried how it seemed to be like really affecting you, and I felt like I felt like it was just I don't want to put you in a bad place like to mention it or anything, but I just feel like the way that some of those people were behaving, like it was causing you like a lot of self-doubt, and um like I remember seeing where it was like you seemed to be questioning yourself and questioning other people's way of seeing you, and I'm just glad that you didn't let it stop you, and that you came back. Yeah, I know I worried about that. um I think, I mean, I know it can be really hard when you're taking on like a ton of work, like a really big amount of stuff to do. Um, but I feel sometimes like it's when you're given like more challenges and more like stuff that you um, can work on, that it really helps you grow, and it can really help you to sort of refocus and like get back into like your motivation for doing the work itself, and it ends up being rewarding because you're working. Like I was really depressed um, for a while about losing Rascal, and I was originally like during those like 3 months or so, like I was just going to, like I had already scheduled so many reactions, but then I was also going to put off reading, and I wasn't going to be doing any like I just like I thought that it would be better to wait, but then I felt kind of like urged to somehow anyway. Um, and even though kind of like getting back into it, like for one thing, like there was Rumo, which I was kind of like in the middle of in a way because I had read some of it again, but then there was part of it that um, I hadn't recorded for. And then I thought, well, so that I don't make myself feel um, like too much like worry about like when I do that and when I upload it, I thought it would be better to just start rereading books, but reading them to a camera and like doing that. At first, I was like having a hard time, kind of like really getting into it, but then it was like because I chose to start reading books by my favorite author, as those being like the first things I would be rereading. Um, I slowly kind of like found my way back to being happy again and kind of like refining the sort of like joy for doing that, joy for reading, joy for the books and everything. Um, I do still think about the cats, especially Rascal, um, that I miss. But I feel like the books and the work really helped me through it. Um, and then I was able to finally get back to reacting, and I didn't feel completely drained or over sad anymore. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes work, even when it seems like at first like a lot to take on, sometimes the work can help you get through something you're going through and help you kind of like reestablish and get back to who you are. Anyway, and I kind of see that with you too, that it seems like the work really um, helped you to get back into your element. I think it's awesome. I'm not sure if you're still here, but I saw that the Man series has wrapped up, or at least it looked like it has. Like there's a finale, I think. I haven't seen that yet. Have you? Like it's been a while since I actually watched any of the Man in Room related videos. Because I've just had so much other stuff that I've been sort of like thinking about focusing on. I'm glad that you are doing that stuff again. It's like it's so cool just seeing like the stuff you're making. Yeah, and I'm glad that you're putting it behind you. I was just like so glad for you that you're really blossoming. It's just so cool. Yeah, it is over, but I actually there are like some episodes I missed in it, and I also missed the finale, so I definitely need to get around to watching it. I never thought it would have it wrap up before Dad. I don't know why. I just thought like the Dad series would wrap up first somehow. Um, but that's actually kind of I mean that is exciting though at the same time because the fact that he has sort of um, finished the Man series means he can focus on the Dad series and the Dad short film that he's making. I don't know how I feel about it being like more of a horror. Didn't he say he's trying to go towards it? The the Dad movie being or Dad short film being more of a scary one. Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like as long as you're true to yourself and as long as you keep like showing and demonstrating by your actions like the kind of person you like really are, um that people see that and people notice the things that you do and the things people say will just fall away. Eventually nobody will remember the the things you were being accused of or anything. It made me really angry sometimes when I thought about it. Um, because I mean, you were just minding your own business. Anyway, um, I'm just glad that you didn't let it stop you. I'm glad you didn't let it keep you from doing the things that matter to you. Mm. Are there any other sort of like series or things you're currently into that you've been sort of analyzing? I mean, I know you love Doctor Who. Um, but like, is there anything um, you're really into right now? Oh, okay. Well, well, it was so nice talking to you though. Like, I'm glad that I got to talk to you. Um, love you. It's so nice hearing from you. Hope you have a good day. And thank you for coming by and talking. It was so nice. I think I'm gonna add every teardrop as a waterfall. It's very fun. It's one of those songs where it's like I feel like the music is really fun, even though the lyrics are sad, like the music contradicts it by being more happy. And it's like a really addictive song too. I'm going to add Magic from Ghost Stories. I remember when I first heard Ghost Stories, and I was just so surprised that it felt like a return to like Rush of Cold Blood to the Head, like that sort of sound with Coldplay after they had done so much that sounded so new and different for them. But it was like it's always really cool to me, like whenever they sort of venture into like new territory and they're doing something they've not done before. I feel like they've really grown as a band, and it's just so cool to me that it's like they've kind of like mixed so many genres and like done so many genres that I feel like they're kind of like an everything band now, and I really like that. Magic is such a cool video, and I love the sound of the song. It's kind of got like it's sort of Like it's like a groovy pop in a way. Um, it's really catchy. Oh, I love Ink. I remember when they did the music video for Ink and it had an interactive site where the video could change. It was just so cool. And the story of the song was like really, really gripping and emotive, but also just such a beautiful song. Midnight surprised me when I heard it. And it's like, in a way, I like Midnight, but also at the same time, it's kind of, it's different to me from everything else on the album. Okay, I think I'll just go on to the next um, album or artist because I feel like even with Ghost Stories, a lot of the songs on there I would prefer to listen to with Ghost Stories. Okay, cut copy. I think I ripped the whole album. I did. Um, so I ripped the whole album, but there were three I really liked. So with cut copy, I like Out There on the Ice, and I love Voices in Courts, and I love Hearts on Fire. Although the odd thing is, and this is probably because I haven't listened to it too often, I don't remember how they sound Out There on the Ice or Voices in Courts. I just know I like them. So I can't add them. I'll add Hearts on Fire because I can easily remember it. But unfortunately, the fact that even though I know that I loved it, I don't immediately remember why. So, in that case, I can't consider that as an actual old favorite because this playlist is supposed to be old favorites. Okay. Dan Black, On. This is going to be hard because a lot of the songs off of On are just so fantastic on their own, even apart from the album, that they could easily just like so many of them I just feel like could easily have been singles. So of course I'm probably going to add like most of the songs off of it. I think I already added symphonies. Yep. You and me. Sorry, you plus me. I love the percussion of you and me. It's just so very different and unexpected, and it just makes the song all that much more memorable and catchy. I love the music video for Alone. I mean, I love the song too. The video is so cool. And the lyrics are just so good. I love all the times during Alone where the music does something you wouldn't expect. I love Cocoon by Dan Black. I feel like it's such a sweet romantic song. It's perfect. It reminds me of Beautiful Thing, sort of, and I Can Walk on Your Mind, the Servant songs. Just that sort of like sweet and romantic storytelling, and it's just great. Yours by Dan Black has one of the coolest music videos. The colors, the outfits, the just all of the visuals. I think yours is such a cool, fun video, and I love the song. It's kind of like oh no, not another one by the Servant. It's like same sort of theme, kind of, where it's like talking about like somebody who's mistreating you, but they don't even know that what they're doing is mistreating you, and or they're hurting you in some way. They don't even know it, and it's kind of like this fun sort of um, like calling someone out, but at the same time, but there's like a humor to it. That's like really like groovy, and um, and just the thing too of it's like what also like really makes it fun is like the whole thing of like like the whole like clapping for emphasis thing, or even almost like it kind of adds like a sort of like sarcastic thing there where it's like drilling the point home. That's kind of how you feel with like the chorus of the song Yours. It's like um and just kind of like that punk edge thing that he does to his voice sometimes, like with that song especially. It's like um he's being as clear as he can be. I've talked about it, I feel like, long enough now. Okay. Dan Black Pump My Pumps is one of my favorite songs off of this album. If not my favorite song off of this album, I love it. It's like disco, but it's got like this, um, like just these descriptions that are so fun and like funny, where it's like, um, just the wild, like things that you don't expect together kind of thing, that which I always love when he does that with songs, like lyrics where it's like he's describing um like, you know, down at a shipwreck, like this happened. It's like it's just like that whole thing, just like even that, um like it's just like an everyday occurrence. Like he just walks past a shipwreck, and um and then there's like a party and everybody's dancing. It's just like it feels like you're hearing the details of a dream. Like I had this dream, and there was a shipwreck, and there is a sailor, and there's a kitchen knife, and it's just like there are all these like details in the song that are just like you don't expect them, and it just adds to like this the wildness of like, and so it's like all these like negative things could be happening in your life, but dance anyway kind of like is the concept of it. And that's why I really love Pump My Pumps, because he's like dance anyway, like just um it's just one of my favorite songs, just in general. Just love it so much. It's like it's just, and two, it always makes me want to dance anyway whenever I hear it. It's actually one of the first songs that I ever filmed myself dancing to, and I like played it repeatedly and danced to it like all day that day. That and then I think also the same day I danced to Me, Myself, and I. But that one was a little bit different because that one um, I was dancing while watching the music video, and so I was kind of like going along with. I mean, I did dance to that one repeatedly too, but that one I was dancing along with something that I was watching. Um, so it wasn't as spontaneous, fully, as as how I danced that day to Pump My Pumps. And it's still like one of my favorite songs to even dance to. It's just like uh, it's just like pure joy to me. It's so addictive too. I'm going to add Wonder as well, because wonder has such a it's just so thought provoking. It just makes you think about um, about sort of like quiet times in your memory. Like sort of that's kind of like sort of how I feel about it. And then I know that the song like tells this story of like wondering where somebody is, like what they're doing now, basically. Um, but sort of that thing of like when you're somewhere quiet and you just kind of start thinking back on things. It's sort of like the feeling I get from Wonder. That it's like he's missing that person, but at the same time, it's kind of like it's just such an interesting song because it's like it has like a melancholy sound to it, but at the same time, it's kind of like really relaxing too. So I really love it. And again, like just the details of Wonder are brilliant. Life/Dreams is so good. And it has like exactly that thing I've talked about before with Dan Black's lyric writing, where it's like he's talking about um, sort of like fantasy versus reality. That thing of like when you have what somebody referred to once as like maladaptive daydreaming, but like when you have that though, and it's like, and you kind of feel like you can just like get lost in this sort of um like just fantasy world and um like just thinking about whatever kind of things you're imagining like creatively and how it feels when they kind of like start to when you start to kind of like blend back into like what's really going on around you, and it's like and you're trying to kind of like balance that, where it's like it's funny too because it's like sometimes you'll be like around somebody and you'll be like thinking of some story you want to write or something, and you might be making a face because you're in that like you're in the emotions of the story. You're like that's where you are mentally, and it's not real but it feels real for you. So people wonder what's wrong, and you have to say um, that um, you're just thinking about a scene you want to write in a book, and people don't always know how to take it when it's like, are you sure? Like, that's really what's bothering you? Yes. Because it can feel like so real to you. Like, and anyway, so it's just so cool though, because it's like, I feel like that song really sort of like sums up like when you have that, where it's like that that line between like where you're imagining and then but things are happening around you too. And and there's just like this special feeling sometimes when you're like off in your thoughts and the things that are going on around you, sometimes they start to kind of like echo back like what you're thinking, and it feels like this really crazy thing where it's like you start to wonder um, if you're just like subconsciously picking up things, even though you think you're mostly um, letting your imagination run wild. You're also, like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you wonder, like, how much of the things that you can come up with, how much of that is really, like, from your mind and imagination, how much of that is sometimes, like, subliminally picking up things that are really going on around you. It's just something interesting. Anyway, the lyrics are just perfect in my opinion. Um, I'm going to add poet, even though I've never really understood completely what the lyrics were of poet. I've tried. I've listened to it several times, but I still don't completely know what the lyrics are. But the music's really addictive on the song, and um, it just has like a really cool sound to it. And I feel like that song could have easily been released on its own. And now Darren Hayes. I don't I don't know why, but it doesn't look like I've ripped spin. I do have spin, but I'm not seeing it here. Um and I don't know why. It doesn't look like I've ripped both discs of This Delicate Thing We've Made, even though I do love that album. Oh, I see. I love that album, and I loved all the songs. I think maybe that's it then. Like, I love listening to This Delicate Thing We've Made, but I love the songs intact with within both disc one and disc two. It's like partly because it's a concept album, but certain songs I feel like I typically want to listen to them as part of the album and not separate. Although I just clicked on it and I did rip Neverland off of it. Neverland has just an absolutely addictive um, rhythm to it. It kind of makes for something where it's like you could listen to it all day, but you really wouldn't want to because of the nature of what it's about and how it's like so dark, incredibly dark. I would add it to this playlist, but it's that dark. Like, I don't think that it would be a good idea to add even though it is one of my favorite songs, honestly, by Darren Hayes, because it's just so raw. Um, the lyrics are just very honest, over honest in a way, but in a good way. It's a good thing because it's personal, and it takes bravery to be able to be that honest, and it's cathartic as well. Like I've cried listening to that song so many times. Again, it's pretty dark, so I won't be adding it to the list, even though it is one of my favorites. So okay. Secret Codes and Battleships by Darren Hayes is one of my favorite Darren Hayes albums, if not my favorite of his albums entirely, even including Savage Garden albums. I I have some stories that have to do with like mm, when I got this CD, and like I ordered Secret Codes and Battleships by Darren Hayes, the double CD that has the photo booklet, and Sound of Arrows, um, which was also a double CD. I think I don't remember if the presets CD came in the mail along along with it, because the preset Pacifica I also listened to around the same time, but I think maybe I ordered Pacifica later on by the presets. So, but I'm almost positive that Secret Codes and Battleships and Sound of Arrows came in the mail together when they arrived, and they arrived on Halloween. I couldn't wait to listen to them, uh, and so I was like super excited that year. It was 2011, and um, it was a very interesting time in my life. It was just balanced with like some of the happiest moments and some of the most opposite. Like there's a little bit of nightmare to it. There's a little bit of just like euphoria. Um, and the funny thing is, it was like the CD itself. It's one of those CDs, and I know I've mentioned this before in my there was a video I made where I talked about songs and albums that really helped me through heartbreak. Um, the CD Secret Codes and Battleship, it's it starts off with this really sort of like calming stuff, and then it's kind of like taking you through the ups and downs of like a relationship that he's describing, and breakups and all these different things, and then eventually like some of the harder parts like just get it gets just more intense emotionally as the album goes on, until finally you've got um the last song, which is like it's kind of like a last hope sort of song, where it's like somebody who's completely like on their last leg, like emotionally, like there's just so much going on, and you get the sense that they're about to give up. Like giving up would feel better than dying or something. And and then last minute they start to see sunshine and or something. It's like they find or they catch the hope is still there, and it ends up being enough for them to push through. And um, although they're too weak to really, it's just like that ending is just like incredible, because it's like even though I mean it does have like a heaviness to it, is kind of depressing. It's not entirely depressing, because he's really talking about how he's at that place, but then there's this hope that maybe it's not all lost and everything. It's just so beautiful. So there are some different songs here that I will definitely be adding. Um, because that album's just like one of the best albums ever to me. So Taken by the Sea. And that's another thing that makes this album so amazing. You can listen to it all the way through, and if it loops back around again, it it picks up where it left off. It just blends seamlessly back around again, because in a weird way, like the ending of it comes back to that hope that you get in the first track, where like Taken by the Sea has the thing of like there was desolation, there was despair, and now there's um there's this person, and there's this hope of relationship, or there's this relationship, and there's this great emotion, great love there, that's like so pure, and it's just epic. It's so romantic and poetic, and it's just wow. And yeah, I think I already added Blackout the Sun. Did I? Let me check. Anyway, like, I'm still thinking about it, but Taken by the Sea just, it's like almost every single line is so incredibly emotionally driven. And it's just, all of it is quotable. Every line practically is quotable. Talk, Talk, Talk is just a really cool song. Um, just love the music of that song. It's just so fun and vibrant. And then I love the message of it. And I believe I've added. Okay, like, I just want to make sure though. Yes, I have. Right. Which means I've added that. This. All right. Huh. Apparently, I also already added that. Okay. Yeah, I'm adding almost everything. Cruel, Cruel World by Darren Hayes. It's just so good. The lyrics. Um, there's just this vulnerability to that song, and like some of the other songs too. It's just, um, I just like the raw honesty. Oh. The one I went on talking about a few minutes ago was called "A Siren's Call," and I just, it, it gives me chills sometimes. It's just such a striking song, and it's the last song on the album, but it's just so fantastic. Hmm. Dave Gahan, Paper Monsters. I don't. Mm, I really like bitter apple, but I don't know if I love it enough to add it. Hourglass, I think. This too, though. I love the album Hourglass by Dave Gahan, but the songs on it, most of them, aside from Kingdom, most of them, I almost feel like they don't work on their own. I think I will add some of them though, because they really are extremely um, atmospheric, and they just kind of like take you mentally into the stories of the lyrics. That's something like I feel like there is a definite change from the way that he wrote his lyrics in Paper Monsters and Hourglass. I feel like the Hourglass songs, the lyrics were a lot more. I don't know, there's like a surreal thing to them. And that might be partly actually the music, but it felt more surreal. And I would say that they seemed more like Martin's way of writing lyrics. Similar enough. So I'm going to add Saw Something. And that one, like, I feel like the music overpowers, like, the music emotionality of it kind of, like, makes it where you don't really notice the lyrics as much because the music really takes so much of your focus kind of like away from the lyrics, but um, just the atmosphere of the music itself is just very. It feels like it could play on a loop and you would maybe not know it's on a loop. Like that's kind of how Saw Something feels to me, that it has this um, like, I mean, it does have some moments that are repetitive, but at the same time it just has like it feels like air conditioning. Which I know that that's weird to say about a song, but Saw Something feels like air conditioning to me. uh, I'm going to add Insoluble, even though I'm not sure it will fit with everything, if it will go with everything, like if you were to hit shuffle. But it's just, it just feels like such a supremely like romantic song, as well as Down. I love Down and I love Insoluble. It feels like very spacey, kind of. It has like a sci-fi thing to it, in my opinion, but like very romantic. It's so hypnotic. Um, the lyrics for Down leave no room for guessing. Like it paints the scene for you, but it paints it in such a way that it it's like, I think, paired with the way that his vocals are like so slow and crooning, it makes the picture he's describing feel like he's describing things in like a slow motion thing, and it just kind of makes everything like if you just think about it from like the pacing of the song and his slow sort of crooning of it, it just makes Down a supremely like romantic song. Like he's already describing extremely romantic situations in Down, but it's honestly one of the most intense songs romantically. And the cool thing is that it's like there's enough like kind of like a warmth with his voice, if that makes any sense. Like there's like a sweetness there, and it's like it it manages to counterbalance the fact that he's describing being in the snow, and it's like listening to it, if you don't pay attention to the lyrics, which you wouldn't not listen to the lyrics, but if you are not paying attention to the lyrics, it could be describing something a lot more comfortable. Like you would think that he's singing about something super comfortable. And that's what makes the snowy scene sound so comfortable, is that it's just cozy, like a really cozy romantic. Yeah, I love that song. Mm. I'm going to add Dave Gahan and Soul Savers, All of This and Nothing. I love the music of this song. And the visuals in the music video are so fascinating as well. Um, there are songs off of the both the Gahan and Soul Savers albums that have just such a cool blend of like an almost bluegrassy sound with synth kind of thing sometimes. But then certain things will have more like an orchestral thing. And it's really cool. But the thing is, I almost feel like a lot of it kind of blends together after a little while. And so there are songs that I never really distinctly remember the titles of when I'm listening to. And it's not that it's bad, because I do like it. But it's like if I feel like listening to that kind of sound, if I want to listen to something that has that sort of thing to it, then I'll just listen to the full album, and I won't like really pay attention to song by song by song. Um, but that's different with All of This and Nothing. I felt like that one didn't sound really entirely like everything else by them. Like a lot of their stuff kind of is like it's like really soulful and everything, and it's like the stories are compelling and interesting. But then at the same time, you've also got this kind of relaxing thing about it. So it just kind of like allows your mind to drift. If your mind's going to drift, it can drift. But not that with All of This and Nothing. It's like it really snaps your attention in, which there are other songs I don't really feel like do. Um, which is not a bad thing because I feel like that's actually a strength in what their music is. Like, I like that their music kind of allows itself to be like perfect background music or like editing music or something where you can just listen to it without truly listening to it. Because sometimes you need something like that. Um, but then you have songs like that are just supremely masterful, and that one kind of has like a sort of like haunting quality to the sound of it, and reminds me of Ghosts. The theme of it, like the lyrics are just so much like the story of the song. The lyrics of Ghost by Depeche Mode. So it kind of feels like a sequel or sort of add-on to it, um like it seems like it's described. It could, on the one hand, it could be like a situation like with Ghost where he's describing somebody, um, like after they, like long after the relationship ended, they're still haunted by the past of that relationship, or they're still thinking about that relationship and can't seem to really get through it for whatever reason. And there's kind of like a deep set obsession there, even if it's sometimes not necessarily um, like romantic. Like sometimes people have an obsession with um, just with all the circumstances, and it can like if a person's like too obsessed with the relationship that they had, then it's so easy, like even if they think that they are over something, like it could be so easy for them to just like snap right back into love with that person because they didn't really truly say, I have emotional closure on this and can go on. And that's kind of how it is with Ghost, although with Ghost it's a little more sinister, I feel like, because it seems like the person doesn't really want to be haunted by those memories. But with all of this and nothing, it's like the person is kind of like in that sort of like obsessed state, but they're thinking beyond into like almost idealizations and projecting onto like what they see of that relationship or what they see of that person or the past or something. And it's like not really what that person even is or what that relationship really was, because they have allowed themselves to kind of like trick their minds into thinking something more was there that really wasn't or something. And so it's like with all of this and nothing, it's kind of like there's this intense desperation, but it's just a phantom. Like it, so it's really fascinating how it could like lyric wise feel like it could connect as like a continuation of that story, but at the same time might not be. And then the other way of looking at it is that it could be somebody like not a relationship, but just like somebody who just has an obsession with somebody and has um, projected all those ideas onto that person of like what they think that person is, and like just kind of like a parasocial thing. Like that could be it too. Um, this is going to be a long, long time. Okay, so I'm now on to Depeche Mode. And there are going to be a lot here that I will add because I love most songs by Depeche Mode. So starting with Goodnight Lovers. I love Goodnight Lovers because it's it's one of those songs by Depeche Mode where it doesn't really have too much music, but doesn't really need like any. It's just like it has just like very subtle music, and it kind of like, and the music that's in it reminds me of Waiting for the Night to Fall off of Violator. Um, it reminds me a lot of that actually. But with Goodnight Lovers, it's really cool because it's like um, it's like this perfect, like, it's like Condemnation, where it's like describing like the pros and cons of love, and like um and it's the lyrics are very simple in that one, like very to the point. It's just like such a cool song, because it sounds like a really, it sounds like, I don't want to say it. It's like it sounds kind of like a gospel song, but then there's the parts put in music wise that make it sound more uh, like modern, and so it kind of takes it out of that whole like this is like a little kind of gospel-y song. So it kind of counterbalances that whole, and echoes the thing of it being um, like romantic love with something a little more edgy because of the whole suffering thing. Like, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm adding that. Mm. And I love the vocals. I love the thing of like the background vocals being in there. It's like really cool. I mean, they're like most of their songs have background vocals, but I mean the thing where it sounds like a chorus. Um, when the body speaks, I'm going to look for the live version of this because it's fantastic. And actually, my favorite part about when the body speaks is the guitar. Just that sort of soft guitar that's playing in it. But not just that. So some things that I love about this song, uh, it has like this overall like really sweet melody, but then you have like every now and then something added in, like the strings that are suspenseful and it just adds to the way that in the song and the lyrics, how it's talking about this sort of like fight between like your romantic love for this person and your desires for that person, and the kind of um like an all-consuming passion that's like, it's like recognizing that like what the flesh is desiring of the person, is is empty without the fact that you love that person. And um, but then there's also that kind of like fight to hold on to that kind of like extreme um, purity of love for that person. And now it's like there's like this line between um, between the love and a sort of like painful desperation. And I mean, there are a lot of other songs by them that have that, but the music itself really echoes it, because parts of it are so very like sweet and lilting, and then you have parts that have like an almost scary added in. Shake the Disease, it's classic. Um, there are times where you can listen to this song and it's just like just really cool sounding, and it's just got like you really notice like just the music of it and everything. And then there are other times where you might listen to it like in and if you relate with it, that it ends up making it so much more um, intense emotionally, and completely sums up the situation of that song and everything. Um, there are certain songs that are just like so good by them that it's like it's so hard to just like say this is why this is one of my favorite songs by them. Because it's like if I were like it's good, of course it is, but it's more than that. And there are certain things that I don't have words for when it comes to Depeche Mode, because it's like there's an emotionality to the music, and there's an emotionality to the lyrics, and sometimes they create an emotion that doesn't exist in either of them when they're paired together. If that makes any sense. It's like there's a lot of mixed emotions with Depeche Mode songs where it's like you have to hear moments where something comes along and clashes to really get the gist of certain unspoken moments in Depeche Mode songs. So it's like sometimes the lyrics don't speak for themselves, sometimes the music says more, and not just the music saying more than what the lyrics do, but it's sometimes in the way that one part of the music will say one thing and then another part of the music will say something else, and then they clash or collide in a weird way. And adding to that what's going on in the lyrics just brings so much that it's like you have to read between the lines of it and formulate what you're hearing. And that can't be put into words sometimes. In fact, everything counts. Um, the lyrics say one thing, the music says it's a comedy. Like the music itself is like it's really what makes the song more more like a parody of what it's describing, and it's like it's talking about consumerism, but the music comes along with its like quirky stuff, and it just it's like the music is laughing without them having to laugh. And I know I mean, it is classic, but still, there's a reason why certain things are classic. So, yeah. There really aren't a lot of songs by them, just generally, though, that I wouldn't enjoy listening to. I like almost everything by them. But I'm trying to determine what songs I feel like I should add. So some things, it's like I don't want to over explain why I'm adding. I'm going to add See You. My favorite thing about See You is the tune of it. I feel like it's very addictive and it can get stuck in your head easily. But it's okay that it can, because it's just such a happy sound. Even though the lyrics are kind of desperate. I feel like Meaning of Love is more noisy than See You. But they're both addictive, so. Right now, I have like the list in front of me is literally the volume 1, the best of Depeche Mode, and I have I think like I have two. I have the best of Depeche Mode, and then I have another best of Depeche Mode that has two CDs. So I've got one version that's just the first CD, and then I've got another one that has a second CD. And I don't even remember what's on, like if the second CD is just a CD or if it actually is a DVD. It might actually be a DVD. But I don't know what. It's hard to describe what it is about certain songs by them in particular. Like, hard to put your finger on. Like, so, okay. I'm adding It's No Good, and my favorite thing about it is the music, and then the fact that like the lyrics are there's like a smugness in it that parodies itself, and then the music video comes along and it's also like the smugness is kind of parodying itself, like what it's saying versus what that there's just such a sarcasm in the vocals. Mm. Mm. And now I'm adding Suffer Well, and this is one of my favorite music videos by them. What I really love about Suffer Well, aside from the video, um, the storytelling. I really love the storytelling. It's it's just, I mean, the music video really is perfect and it describes it perfectly, but it's just like a battle for right over what's wrong, and the struggle to do right over wrong. Got the confusion and the trickery that lies around every corner, um, basically. But I really love the music too, because like the music, it kind of it has places where there's like a sinking sort of thing to it, but then there's also like parts of it that are like um, almost like jumpy, like that are just like there are moments where there's like emphasis like suddenly, and it is startling, and it's just perfect because it kind of has that like vacuumy thing about it, which perfectly echoes the way that the lyrics describe that struggle to do the right thing. Dream On is my favorite Depeche Mode music video. I love the colors in the music video. Um, but there's so much I love about this song. It's got like a jazziness vocally, but then you've got this like you've got almost like a hospitally thing to the like the sounds in there have like a clicky sound, almost like a CT scan or something. If I'm getting that right, I don't know. I don't remember sometimes if it's the CT scans that have the um, loud noise or if it's MRIs. But I love when those kinds of sounds are in Depeche Mode songs because I actually find them to be weirdly relaxing, and I don't really know why I find it relaxing, but I do. And so there are sounds that have kind of like a hospital machine kind of sound to me, um, and then you've got this kind of like bluesy guitar thing, and it's just you wouldn't expect them all to go together and match so well, and they do. And there's just such a an interesting thing there where it's like there are places where it's like not enough music there, and then there is, and it just kind of like creeps in a little bit, or just has like a beat here or there. And so with the lyrics and what they're about, paired with the vocals, it just has this kind of feeling to it, like somebody like in a hospital room, and they're pleading for more sound to come in. Like they're hoping for the restlessness to go away, and um, it's like you feel like so much tension there, with there being like just little here and there, like a beep beep. I don't know why, it's just like those little things here and there, and like songs by them just add so much emotionally. It just makes it all the more intense somehow. Um, I mean, I know there are parts of the song that have more music thrown in, um, but then they just sort of like back off again. I feel like a lot of parts of it mm, are mostly vocal. I love Martyr, but I feel like it just starts too suddenly. It would be startling. As well as I feel you. I love that, but it doesn't work as as something that would be part of a mix, because it goes like too abrasively. It starts too abrasively, but not Precious. I feel like Precious would work in a playlist. And I did used to have a playlist of just Depeche Mode songs, and I feel like that's okay, because Depeche Mode goes with Depeche Mode. But when you have there are just a lot of songs by them that I feel like don't entirely mix in a playlist with other artists, because they're just so very individualized in their unique sound. And there are certain songs by them, especially, that have such cutting and abrasive intros that I don't feel like work necessarily or mesh necessarily with other songs around them in a playlist. Unless that playlist is predominantly Depeche Mode or just Depeche Mode. Um, and then there are some songs by Depeche Mode where it's like you almost have to be in the mood to listen to just Depeche Mode. And it's like, if that makes sense. So, like, there are some songs by them where it's like, if you're not already kind of like there mentally, emotionally, or something, um, it feels incongruent with anything, unless you're already listening to Depeche Mode. If that makes any sense at all, it might not. And I don't feel that way about all their songs. Again, I love nearly everything by them, but some things by them, as much as I love them, I do not feel like mesh with anybody else's music. But that's actually a good thing. And one thing, like one reason I would say that's a good thing is like sometimes it's good for there to be like songs by artists that are so very individualized and that stand out so much that it's like you will remember it. Like you're not going to forget this song because it stands out so much. It doesn't sound like all the rest of the songs out there. It's inimitable. And I would say that honestly about Depeche Mode, they're inimitable. You won't often find covers of their stuff that are are as good because they are just so unique in their style and so unique in their sound. That's why it really shocked me when I first heard Hurts because I was like, oh my goodness, they actually sound like Depeche Mode. Like their music really, like a lot of Hurts sounds, not sounds, a lot of Hurts songs, the music um, have a lot of the same sort of emotional depth things, and it's just fantastic. So I would say that. I would say, like, you could do a mix that would have Depeche Mode with Hurts. But there aren't that many songs by other bands like Hurts. I feel like go quite as well. Anyway. And by the way, I probably will at some point remake that playlist because I do already. I mean, the playlist that I had that was of like lots of Depeche Mode songs, it actually, um, I had burned a CD of those songs. Um, and then later made the YouTube playlist. So I would gladly and can definitely do that again. Absolutely. Black Celebration is one of the best songs by Depeche Mode and also one of the best albums by Depeche Mode in my opinion. Um, it's self-explanatory, but just it's just the percussion of it, the music is just like so addictive. And all the little parts of it are just so addictive. Um, it's just a perfect song. Um, and the concept itself is just like so incredibly romantic. Like the idea of just like wanting to kind of like could get over the monotony of anything that was not fun, like work or anything earlier in the day, by just like escaping with the one you love to like go party, like go to a party or like go do something and just like get your mind off of it and like really live it up. Like that's kind of like how I see the song. It's like very boisterous. I'm going to add World Full of Nothing. I feel like parts of World Full of Nothing have like a really just like an optimistic sort of like happy going thing, and then like as in the lyrics it kind of like becomes like there's more like worry thrown in, and it's like really echoed music wise, um and it's like that sudden change from like this warm sort of sweet thing to like that is it's just like it's it just makes it such an incredible sort of distinctive song. It's and the funny thing is like even though it's got like a sad end to it, kind of in a way it doesn't, because it's sort of open ended, where it's like there's still room for hope that maybe like the couple as described in the song might work out after all, because there's still something there. Anyway. Hello. Um, I've not heard much My Sonic Youth, but I've heard something. I just don't remember what the last thing I heard was by Sonic Youth. I think I heard something by them years ago. I just don't remember. I hope that answers your question. Um, I'm going to add But Not Tonight by Depeche Mode, and I actually really feel like the music video takes away from the song in a weird way. Um, with the scenes of the movie thrown in, because I feel like the song itself is it's kind of like feeling. It's like that thing of like being depressed, but getting to a state where you get so sick of being depressed that you decide you'll try to do something to get your mind away from it and try to like just stop crying, and if you can, and go do something that makes you feel better. And you just kind of like make a vow to yourself to choose to feel better. Kind of that's sort of how I take But Not Tonight. But it's like, and it kind of sounds like somebody who's like maybe like left their job or something, and now they're finally free, or they no longer have feelings for somebody who hurt them, and they're over it finally, and so they can finally celebrate. And Jimmy Somerville did a cover of it that was really fantastic. The Sun and the Rainfall by Depeche Mode is one of my favorite songs ever. And it's my favorite Depeche Mode song. And it's my favorite for many reasons. It's the music is super hypnotic. The sort of the thing in the lyrics of just like being willing to just fight to try and keep the relationship together by like whatever means possible, um like knowing that either like knowing that there's an impending doom there, but it could be avoided. um or you could look at it as or the impending doom like it like it will happen, like the breakup, and is inevitable because it's heading there so fast. But then it isn't, because there is hope in it, because there are the lines about how the person does still love the other person because they maintain his interest, and that person's the only one. And it's just like that desperation to keep the relationship alive and fear that it's just going to end. Um, and the music has like this haunting thing where it's like it adds to like just the doom of it, and it's beautiful though, because it's like it really, like, it's beautiful how the lyrics apply the stages of the relationship to the weather, and almost like seasonally as well. It's like, it's just, I love the metaphors there. I love the kind of like open end there, and like the thing that's like, this is so sad but it might not be sad, because like there's still kind of like a hope there, and there's like a desperation there and a passion there, but there's also this like, it's just, I love it. I love it so much. Anyway, I'm going to add the meaning of love. um it is a chaotic song, but I like that about it. I like the music being wild and kind of nuts. Um, and I like it being kind of like silly pop. I feel like that's cool. Um, where was I? Hmm. I'm going to add Welcome to My World because I feel like that song, like just all of the visual descriptions and the lyrics perfectly describe and feel like references to so many other Depeche Mode songs. And it's like just listening to Welcome to My World feels like you're listening to 10 other Depeche Mode songs in one. And I don't mean that it's like repetitive, or it's just like, or that they use too much that sounds like just typical of them or something. I don't mean like that. I mean like the lyrics are so very all encompassing, like signature of what they like their theme, like their themes are, and it's just, it's you've got it all in there. It's like the thing of like good versus evil, light versus dark, temptation versus purity, um, power, um, uh, tears, and like references to angels and um, bondage and the more sinister stuff. But still, it has everything in it, and it's just like it's just perfect. Adding should be higher, unless I already did. I might have already done that. Yep, I did. Okay. I would have added it if I didn't know I'd already added it. Going to add happens all the time. I love the music of it. I loved the lyrics of it. One of my favorite albums by them is Ultra. And I feel like Delta Machine is kind of like a sequel to Ultra. Like music wise, it sounds a lot like Ultra. I'm adding Soothe My Soul. It's funny because the lyrics to Soothe My Soul remind me so much of Kingdom. It's almost, well, it reminds me of that one line, like the first verse of Kingdom. I feel like after that verse, it kind of changes meaning throughout the song. But Soothe My Soul feels like almost a continuation of that first verse of Kingdom. Like it's like the same. It's the same scenario. It seems almost. Um, and the music's just so cool. I'm now on the second row here. All right. Did I add that? I don't know if I added that. I did. I'm going to add I Feel Loved. It's got the most hypnotic rhythm to it. I'm going to add Breathe. It reminds me of something off of Songs of Faith and Devotion. But I really love the music of it. It's like really bluesy. It's cool. And kind of like lyric wise, it actually reminds me of the song Judas, which I'll probably add to. I'm going to add I Am You. What I really love about this song is, and I mean, it's often with their songs, you'll have Martin doing background vocals, but I feel like with the song I Am You, it's more of a duet, and it's at least at a certain point, it's even though it's like obviously in the song it's supposed to be more of like a romantic song. That song and Macro, I kind of feel like the fact that they just the fact that they have so much of a complementary and yet kind of opposing, like a kind of opposing but also complementary like thing with um their voices, where it's like it's it's like a almost like a friendship thing or something kind of in a way. It's like it's like so cool. I just love that the thing with them back and forth, like it's just so cool. And that's actually what I one of the things about this song, even though like lyric wise it's very intense and just gorgeously written, it's more than that. It's really them singing back and forth like that, like their voices. It's just, I love that. It's my favorite thing about the song is their voices together. It's so cool. Oh, Sacred is so good. Oh my goodness. So I love the song Sacred, and I'm adding it by Depeche Mode. Um, See, there too, I like the vocal harmonies on Sacred. It really makes the song just so much better. Just that thing of their vocals in that song. I'm adding Behind the Wheel. It's one of my favorite songs. I love everything about it. Like, I love the music, I love the rhythm, I love the vocals, I love the lyrics, I love the metaphors. I'm going to add To Heaven to Hold because I love the I love the music of it and the beat of it. It's just like really addictive. Yeah, it's kind of like Condemnation, lyric wise or theme wise. Um, let's see. Only When I Lose Myself. I'm going to add that one. Um, it's so trancy. It just is absolutely mesmerizing, the music of it. And the lyrics echo that hypnotic state, and that's just really awesome and cool, and I love it. I love the music of Told You So. It is a kind of haunting melody, but it's still very addictive musically. I'm adding Leave in Silence. I think what I like a lot about Leave in Silence is the sudden crash sound at the end of the note, not note, but at the end of the word, it's like that part is actually my favorite part, even though I don't typically like songs that do that, where there's like a very sudden moment in the music that's startling. It's perfect because of what the song is about, and like just lyrically, it adds so much emotionally just having that one little part doing that. So I love that. Yes, 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 yes. I'm adding macro, and I know I already kind of ranted about I Am You and how I love I Am You because the vocals on it, Martin and Dave, have this kind of like thing back and forth. In macro, it's a togetherness, and it just like it's like once again, it's like that thing of like it kind of has like that sci-fi space sort of sound to it, but it's like it's just so cool that they just have like that with their voices. It just goes so beautifully, in my opinion. Their voices do on those two songs, and of course, like I love that duet. I don't know which live thing it was. I think it might be like the 2006 live DVD thing, but it's like there's a duet that they have for Waiting for the Night. And it's just so gorgeous. It's beautiful. So I'll probably be adding that too. Again, I'm trying to add songs that, like, I know that that often, like, Depeche Mode songs don't typically go in playlists with other artists and music by other artists. But I'm trying to be careful to pick songs that I feel like would still work on their own and would work around other songs. And not just all favorites by Depeche Mode, because I have a separate list that is an all favorites by Depeche Mode that I will probably be making a playlist of based on that mix CD that I made a long time ago. Because a lot of songs by them I feel like only go with other songs by them. I'm going to add Depeche Mode, I Want It All, because I feel like that song, wait, isn't, there we go, I found it. I love the guitar in that song, and I love, wait, is it guitar in that song? Anyway, I love the music in I Want It All. I feel like it's very mesmerizing. And the lyrics are very romantic. And I love it. Mm, okay. No, wait, no. I'm going to add Nothing's Impossible. Because it's just such a fantastic song. Like, parts of it are so, like haunting. And then other parts of it have such a nice sort of optimistic sound, if that makes any sense at all. But it's like really in the music that I like the, I feel like the music adds so much depth to the song emotionally and keeps the vocals from just sounding dark, because the without it it's just contradictory to what the lyrics seem to be. It's almost sarcastic, but the music keeps it from being sarcastic. And that's what I meant about, like, with Depeche Mode. A lot of what I like about Depeche Mode, it has to do with that kind of thing of, like, when the music tells a different story from what the lyrics are telling, or when there are these added significant things where it's like the lyrics say one thing, the vocals are kind of like alluding to something else, but then you've got the music, or then you'll have the music plus some other part of the music that comes in later, and it's like then you've got like a kind of like a fight for what the meaning is through that, with like emotionally. And it's so cool because their songs have like multi-layered emotional depth, and you don't often find that with artists where you have more than one emotion, like aside from what is um, supposed to be derived out of it. There's so much depth to their stuff. I mean, even if you were to just look at it like it's just lyrics, if you were to just read the lyrics, you would get one thing out of it. But their songs are never just lyrics. And so that there's just so much depth to their stuff that's just like um so full. So there's just like such a full range of like feeling in their songs. Okay. Um um I'll add the Rooksop remix of Puppets because it has such a fun sound. And it's so quirky. And I just love it. It actually sounds more pop than the original even sounded, which is cool. Mm. No, I'm going to add Condemnation. I feel like Condemnation should work with other songs by other artists. I don't think it's too individualized to not be able to go with other songs by other artists in a mix. I love Condemnation. I love the lyrics of it. I love the music of it. I love the music video. I don't know what to say about it. It's like it's very self-explanatory. Um very straightforward. It's like the lyrics are just so good. The lyrics are so good. course I'll add Enjoy the Silence if I haven't already added it. One of the best songs ever, hands down, by anybody. Just one of the top songs ever. And I love everything about it, and there's nothing I don't love about it. I love it so much. And I don't know what else to say about it. And I'm going to add Depeche Mode, World in My Eyes. I took it to be sarcastic when I first heard it, and then my mind changed later, and I realized it was actually supposed to be more romantic, and not sarcastic. And so that made me really like the song. Because if you look at it the way I used to look at it, which was like, I took it to be sarcastic, I took it to mean when he's saying that's all there is, I took that to mean like, like there's nothing much else to do in the world than find somebody to love and to love them. Um, like there's nothing worth doing aside from that. That's all there is love. Um, and sex. And that's how I took it. I took it really sarcastically. And then when I was about like 19, I listened to it again and I was like, no, it's actually really romantic because he's not saying that. He's saying um, that it means that much. But so you can take it that way or you can take it the other way, whichever. I feel like if you're a pessimist or if you're going through like some sort of pessimistic stage, you might see it the sarcastic way, like I did. But I no longer see it like that, so. And I love the music. And I love the meaning if it's not sarcastic. Oops. Going to add Stories of Old, which is funny because that is about pessimism. But it has a really great, like, just like the music is so interesting in that one. And I'm going to add If You Want. I love the music in this one. I'm going to add Judas because I love the lyrics and the vocals and the style of it. No, I won't. Okay. So I won't add one caress because I'm not sure if that will go with just anything on a playlist. Let's see. Honestly, I love peace, but I don't really feel like peace would go with just everything. I might add Ghost by Depeche Mode. It just has like a super addictive sound to it. I love the lyrics too. Love the music. I kind of already talked about it earlier. Alright, let's see, what's this one? I'm going to add Sometimes I Wish I Was Dead. I still laugh over that. That's still funny to me. Because it's so happy sounding. And then it has that title. And I'm adding it because it's so happy sounding. And the lyrics are so happy, and it's such a happy song. I'm going to add Free Snow. No, yes, I am. I'm going to add Free State. I do think Free State would work with other songs by other artists in a playlist, so I will add it. I love the music for it. I love the drum part of it, especially. I'm going to add the bottom line. I love the music of that one. I love the lyrics of it too. I'm going to add Insight, which is my favorite off of Volta. The music is so mesmerizing, the drums especially. The lyrics are fantastic. Going to add Waking for the Night, that duet, one live, because I love it. Here we go. I love the song and the music of it, but that duet, I just love it especially. Okay. And now other artists. Dragonette. It's weird because I have so many other songs by Dragonette, and yet it's not listing it in my computer, my old computer, but I know there's more. So Dragonette, Let It Go, I'm adding. It's one of the funnest songs that Dragonette has. The music is vibrant, the video is vibrant, the lyrics are nice and fun, and I love it. I'm going to add. Actually, I won't unless. I'm going to add the Dream Street tribute to Chris Truesdale. It happens every time that they did because it was so great. I wish they would do more of their stuff as adults. Because I love their stuff so much. I'm going to add Eric Hell, Soul, Missing You. I have more songs by him, but I don't know why they're not showing up on here. Missing You, it's one of my favorite songs by Eric Hassel. I tend to cry when I listen to it, but I still love it. I think it's just so heartbreaking. Um, I'm going to add Words by Eric Hassel, which is a song that can be very fun or very heartbreaking, depending on what mood you're listening to it in, but still love it. I'm going to add TKO by Eric Hassel as well. Very, very, I just love the music of it a lot. And Hurtful by Eric Hassel. So good. And Don't Bring Flowers. I'm going to add Don't Bring Flowers by Eric Hassel. Which is very sarcastic, but I love it, and very very addictive music. Okay. I have a lot of Frank music stuff on here, but I feel like I'm not ready to go through all that right now. I have a 2006, The Sound of Girls Aloud. Greatest hits. Oh my goodness. There's just so much. And the problem is I'm actually getting really tired. uh, oh, actually, well, I have 19% remaining. So that isn't bad. Let's see. The Sound of Girls Aloud. I'll bring up the list and select from there. Let's look at that. All right. Obviously, okay. So I'm going to add Love Machine. Very addictive song. I'm going to add Biology. Very catchy, addictive song. Um, some songs by them I may have already added. I'm going to add Jump. I love that cover that they did. I'm going to add The Show, of course. And I'm going to add See the Day, of course. And Wake Me Up, of course. And I already added that, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay. And I'm going to add, I think We're Alone Now. Although I think I already added that. I think I forgot that I already added that. I'm going to add Long Hot Summer. Yeah, I love pretty much all the Girls Aloud songs. Okay. See, that's weird. My computer was saying I had 19% left, and then it just died coincidentally. Like I had just checked it, and it said 19%. I don't remember how many minutes it said I had left. I had some time left on my computer, and now it's dead. So I'm just going to plug my laptop in to charge, and I'll just take this as my sign that I should stop for now and come back later when my laptop is charged. Thank you for watching. I will add more to the playlist later on and talk more later on. Thank you for watching or listening for now. Goodbye for now.